Yo people, I hope you're doing well. I'm back today for a new video on Forza Horizon 5. In this video, I suggest we go customize and improve the Toyota Supra 4 that you see here, which is the Supra Welcome Pack Edition, so a little bit more powerful certainly than the base Supra 4 in the game. I suggest we go improve it. And then, after visiting the MAP a little bit, I thought it would be pretty nice to visit the north of the MAP a bit, where there is indeed this big volcano, which I have not at all yet explored in the game. That will be a bit of a challenge then, since, in my opinion, the roads are winding. With this car, it's going to be quite fun, knowing that it's a rear-wheel drive. And that, in the game, already on Forza Horizon 4, it reached 1,500 horses. From what I remember, it should have about the same power. Imagine a rear-wheel drive with 1,600 horsepower on mountain roads. It could be quite a fun video topic, as it will allow us to discover a bit about the use of this car. And of course, also, to explore a bit more of the Forza Horizon 5 map. So, let's go. We're going to the festival to the garage to upgrade our Supra 4. Just to clarify, I'm referring to the Welcome Pack version, not the normal one which I haven't tested yet. I believe it's mentioned 4 times in the video. When I've unlocked all the cars, let's say the basic ones, which are present in this Welcome Pack, I will make a small comparison video to see if the Welcome Pack is really overpowered or not. And by the way, for reminder, also, know that the Welcome Pack is the pack reserved as a gift for those who pre-ordered the premium version of the game. So there you have it. If you want to grab this little pack, I think it will also be purchasable separately, but in any case, it is already included for those who would pre-order the premium version of the game. So there you have it, a little Supra. I didn't even check its horsepower. Okay, 1,192 kilowatts? Well, it must be, yeah, that's it, 1,120, 1,600, 20 horsepower, something like that. As with Horizon 4, this car became increasingly powerful with each episode. Like from Horizon 3 to Horizon 4, we gained, like 400 horsepower. From Horizon 2 to Horizon 3, we must have gained 100 horsepower, with the improvements. So, I was expecting that we would almost cross the 2,000 horsepower mark. But no, it's barely more powerful than on Horizon 4. Or even maybe on par, actually, with Horizon 4. In short, we still have quite a few things to improve on it. I'm still going to, it's true, put a lot of equipment in the race, because initially, I thought it would be nice to drift with this car there. Except that, since I don't know the game well yet, I admit that I prefer to have a minimum of grip, a minimum of security rather than messing up all the time. I'll also show you the available swaps simultaneously. We have the 5.8 Chevrolet, the Turbo Rally, the 512 Lambo, I think, the 5.8 Dodge, that and a 510 4.8 that comes from, I don't know where, maybe from Lamborghini. But I'm not 100% sure. Then, of course, we have body kits available on it. I'm going to show you this car first. It already has quite a bit of classic custom work done. It's pretty cool. They treated us quite well, because we have the return of the kits, which were, let's say, the most appreciated kits from Forza Horizon 4. And in addition, the game developers now have done a little bit, their own piece, let's say, custom. So that's quite pleasing. They did a little bit like on the Crew 2, in fact, they did their own thing. And there are things that are pretty stylish, so that's pretty cool. I haven't tested too many cars in the game yet. The customizations may not be as nice on all cars, but there are already quite a few things to do on this one. I'm showing you a glimpse of the body kits, but we'll likely install the large KRC kit we saw earlier, a major new feature. Let's also say, in terms of body kit brands in Forza Horizon 5, we could change just the hood. We're not going to put this one. I think we're going to put the yellow one, which I find a bit more stylish, and then the spoiler. We might well put the Big Country Labs or the AR Performance 2, which looks very, very good. I'm looking at the square a bit. It's really too fat. I mean, hello, it's a bit too much, though. We'll put this one. I think it will look pretty good. We'll see after. Depending the rest of the customizations. We still have the rims to change because right now with the basic rims, they don't necessarily look great, I think. And then we'll have to put back the weight reduction kit. Since once we've installed a body kit from a brand, we have to put back, well, the weight reduction. So, there you have it. I've already put the tires in slick, so we still have the rims to change. So here it's the same. It's going to be quite complicated to choose because there is still a lot of choice in the game. And this kind of car anyway, everything goes more
or less.
well too. It's a car that has so much, in reality, had preparation. There are so many photos of custom Supra on the internet with different customs. It's hard to do something original. It's challenging to create something ugly. In fact, everything tends to fall into place perfectly, which is quite remarkable. I have no idea what to put for now. I've seen many things I like, but I haven't had the big wow moment. These ones are beautiful, but won't work well on this kind of box. The work goes well. Clearly, they are pretty stylish. I'll check out the specialized rims, but they're generally more for muscle cars, dub prep, or SUVs. It's a bit less my thing, even though there are things that can go well, but there are also fewer things that go well. I find on this kind of sports car, we take a little look. These rims, though quite fat, are still lighter than the basic ones. It's going to be complicated to choose. We'll quickly review the list again and settle on the first thing that really stands out. There are many things. Hop! Well, not too many, but a lot of choices, more than many competitors. For once, they succeeded by listening attentively to the players. I find on this point, on customization, which was one of the points that players were really waiting for Forza Horizon 5. I think because now we can say that there was still a lot of work that was done. And then, yeah, I think we're going to go with this one after. We'll see in large size. If it looks good, because, well, there's that. Sometimes things look good at first, but once set, not as much. However, in this case, honestly, I think it's not bad. I would have liked to be able, at the limit, to reduce a little bit the width of the lanes, because there, I find that it's a bit too much. Despite that, we still have some good stats. We have 9 in braking, 6.5 in acceleration. Obviously, our road to 7.8. Still, the body kit improves the speed, bringing the weight to 1,440.92 pounds and increasing the max speed to nearly 248.549 miles mph. So we're going to validate that. I'm going to change the paint too, and then we're obviously going to test it right after to see a little bit what it can give. So we will discover, as I told you, the roads north of the festival. So I'm going to quickly check the settings. I noticed that the Forza Horizon 4 settings technique of drastically reducing tire pressure worked well in Forza Horizon 5. And that already gives, let's say, a little grip boost, which is quite interesting. Now, we should be able to hit some good peaks normally, at 429 kilometers per hour, 430. Knowing that there, in addition, we were not in speed setting. Yeah, it doesn't give, much more than that. And if I go full turn, do we lose a lot or not? We don't lose much. We're going to try to get a bit more support. We're going to try to lower it. Look, we can still gain 4 millimeters. And then possibly a little more camber. This should be a nice story. So let's get started. With our Supra, we're going to quickly look at the paints. Painting a car, I think it's the same. We're going to choose from the stock paints. Honestly, in red, it's magnificent. The Iran red works so well in this game, I don't know if it's because of the ray tracing or if it's due to a graphical improvement. Or like the impression that the glossy paints in this game, they are really glossy. They are really, really stylish compared to Horizon 4, or sometimes even in glossy paint. It was a term. Let's listen and see what it gives. Driving will likely be quite complicated. I didn't really look at the rim paint, but I think they're a little bit glossy. They must not be really black, they must be slightly colored. Wow, isn't she beautiful? Honestly, she's beautiful and I'm pleased, but I feel she's going to be difficult to drive. We're going to put a little point there on the map. We're going to go that way. I think we're going to travel it in that direction. So, hoping by the way that the roads over there are paved and, okay, agree, are paved and not dirt roads, because clearly it's going to be complicated. Oh, that sound there. She is super annoyed. So the sound is very cool. In addition, she is very, very, very hard to drive. There, for once, the 1,600 horses on the FH4, they passed more easily to the ground than there. Oh, there, this monster. Nevertheless, she easily drifts at 240 km/h. If you're there a bit strong, it's really, really super stylish. The sound, in addition, is much cooler than on Horizon 4. It's true that on Horizon 4, it made a sound that was quite realistic. In the end, it must be said, the final sound, it must be said, There are some sounds that were misunderstood on page 4. There are many sounds that are missed. That, I agree with you on this point. Many are unfortunately far from reality, sometimes based on the wrong engine type. Ultimately, it's an abuse of points. We had 8-cylinder sounds on V6. Most 4-cylinder engines sounded annoying, but 2-3 cars were exceptions and very well done. Like there was a really natural sound and the players criticized because the sound was not really stylish. This was the case with the Supra and the Viper. I don't know if some of you have ever heard these cars running in real life, but stock, it was really very realistic. For the record, a real Supra doesn't make nearly as much noise as that when it's stock. The scarcity of stock Supras and the prevalence of modifications make it challenging to find one with a classic sound. And it's the same for a Viper with a closed exhaust. It really makes the sound of the one we had on Horizon 4. So, for the record, the Supra, on the other hand, made a sound that is much more stylish, but we agree, it's a sound that is less realistic, in the end. Damn wind shit, it's gonna be drift, the English. Too bad, there isn't a small drift zone here. Well, I think we have one, but we just haven't unlocked it at this point. Ah then, only the smoke has been redone. Honestly, I really think so. There is a significant gap between Horizon 5 and Horizon 4. But well, after, obviously everyone has their own little idea. Everyone will test the game on their own and decide whether or not they agree with that. Another thing that I really love about Horizon 5 right now is that all the traffic cars are not based on your car. Have you crossed everything off your list? In fact, unlike Horizon 4, where we tended to always come across Audi TTs, Ford Fiestas, four-wheel drive, either Chargers, really, the cars from the starter pack. Occasionally, when fortunate, it was the Ford Escort, Subaru, or Petsa. We didn't have that much, let's say, variety, but now you can come across all models actually. It completely transforms the game's atmosphere and alters everything in reality. This approach should score us plenty of weight points. If we navigate the volcano without counting ourselves, it could be really nice. Well, on the other hand, the tires are going to be a bit tired. But who is catching up with me? Him, with his Wigan Escort V2. Ah yes, and also know that it's like on the FH3 that, whenever you want. In fact, near a drive late for a little while. After a while, you can challenge others who want to race against you. We might try, but I think we're going to lose. In fact, the problem is that in four-wheel drive, what? So, in circus acceleration, we're going to beat it. But it's going to be very complicated. It's going to be very complicated because we don't have the car for that at all. Even with 1,600 horsepower slick tires, it doesn't work, right? Or, I really need to accelerate very slowly. Like that, we have a chance to beat it. I really shouldn't accelerate. In fact, I need to be at 2/10 of what the game allows me to do. Did the game or I make you turn around? I wanted to explore the mountain a bit. We launched the challenge, but the game made me turn around. It's not a big deal. At least we had a little street race, and I would like to go a little bit in the other direction. So, don't worry, it's planned. We're going to go up to the top of the mountain. Well, to the top of the volcano, I think where we are, it's more or less the volcano. We still managed to beat him, but in addition, there is rain. What was not a good idea that... Come on, let's go. We're going to turn around. We're going to resume the climb. We shouldn't damage my Supra. It's in the past now, and it's truly beautiful. Customization really changes everything about the game. They made a great effort on that. It's something that will make players stay longer. That on Tasks 4, whether it's for improved sounds, whether it's for new improvements, new customs, there's so much more to do. I think if Horizon 5 had come out in place of Horizon 4 at the time, we would have clearly had more ease, but really to last longer. Especially since the map is much larger. I remind you, on Tasks 5, we have a MAP that is 50% larger in size than the map of Tasks 4. So, overall, still a lot more road to cover. Hop, we're going to pick up the little XP signs. That is to say. And what's pretty cool too, you'll have noticed, is that the smoke is not the same when it's raining as when it's not raining, quite simply. So, yeah, they've taken it very far. It's still quite ultimate. I find everything that's been improved in this game. But well, there you have it. Obviously, everyone will find their own account, depending on your tastes. And yes, clearly, 1,600 horsepower in rear-wheel drive to attack a volcano like that, it's maybe not the best idea. We agree there's still quite a bit of road to cover. It's true that I didn't say, but at the end of the test, we will go. Still do a little straight line, a little bit of highway, to see what it can give. A 1,600 horsepower Supra in a straight line in the game. Look, a stock Supra next to it. Mine is not stock anymore, as you might have guessed. We're not too sure anymore. On an original thing, it's pissed off. Honestly, it really, really pleases. And then, yeah, she's really beautiful. I might do a small cut at the top of the mountain since we still have a fair amount of road remaining. And I think you've got the gist of it now. What might interest you is to see a little bit of what it can look like. A high viewpoint on Horizon 5. And so, here we are at the top of this mountain. From this point, which is apparently the highest point achievable on all, the Forza combined and all the extensions combined. The view is quite stylish, although the season may not be ideal for it. In winter, it would likely be even more stylish. But it's still good to see that from a distance we still see a lot of things. Over there, we see Guanajuato, the stadium next to it, and all the necessary details. It's amazing that at this distance, the game's graphics remain clean, displaying many things and allowing us to see incredibly far. A Supra with 1,600 horsepower on mountain roads. It was quite challenging. What I suggest, of course, before finishing this video, is to take it to a terrain where it might be more comfortable, isn't it? With 1,600 horses? Drive on the highway for a bit to see how it affects speed, and then test the highway further, even though it's obviously a highway. We know that we will have the opportunity to go there in many other events. We obviously know that we will have the opportunity to come back. It will be a point, I think, on which there will be a lot of challenges anyway, a lot of players who will meet at the entrance of the highway. But I still want to show you its potential. A small 400 in Supra 4, 2,600 horsepower Supra 4, which is actually much more efficient in the end on the game than the Supra 5. The Supra 5, which was only upgradable up to 800 horsepower. Well, first of all, she was pretty upset, but I didn't find her that fast actually. She was quite efficient, but that's in addition. The story here is completely different. We'll enter the highway in the correct direction and be on our way. In a little while, it slides a little bit. We're going to make a grand entrance on the highway. It's going to be wild with the interchanges and all. It's got to be something truly unforgettable. Let's go. The missiles on fire don't penetrate at all. I'm using slick tires, but drag tires might have been better for this situation. There are a lot of people, by the way. There are a lot of people on this highway. There are a lot of people. We are already almost at 400. There, no support. Well, not much, actually. So, we have just enough for, well, there you go. There shouldn't be an obstacle, because if you do a little bit of steering, it's over. The sensation of speed is more stylish than in Horizon 4. Because I was already saying it in my previous video, the screen shakes and all. It's a bit more stylish, a bit more realistic, all the same than on Horizon 4. Even the highway there, it's more packed with people. There are more people passing by. It's much more realistic too, I think. We made a small complaint to a minor point at over 400 kilometers per hour, even well over that speed. Sorry. We're going to stop here for this video. I've tested more than just Japanese cars, which we'll cover in future videos. It's true that it might make several videos on my affiliate channel, or Japanese ones. But it's just that I know that these cars there's quite a bit of custom, because we already had a lot on page 4, so I wanted to see a little bit what was added. But obviously, I tested something else. You suspect it. So here we are. We're going to get to the end of this little video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment. We especially need, I think it's interested, to see me. Live, you will find Machine Twitch in descriptions and in time comment, so don't miss a little look at follow. If you have Prime, of course use your Twitch Prime on my Switch channel to support us for free and enjoy bonuses on your side. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, or your social networks. Feel free to join and support my channel for free using the links in this video's description.